One day, he was a certified billionaire, and the next, in a flash of controversy, over $1.5 billion of his net worth simply vanished. But what if the man who built the empire was the same one who planned its destruction? Also, he could rebuild it even bigger. Welcome to Luxe Legends, where fame, fortune, and scandal combine. Section 1. The Untouchable King. Before the collapse, Kanye West wasn't just a musician or a designer. He was a cultural deity. His empire was built on a simple, powerful idea that he could see the future of cool. And for a decade, he was right. The crown jewel of this empire was Yeezy, a brand that transcended footwear to become a status symbol. The partnership with Adidas, signed in 2013 and expanded in 2016, it wasn't just a collaboration, it was a kingdom. Adidas gave Kanye total creative freedom and a staggering 15% royalty on wholesale, plus a marketing fee. For context, Michael Jordan's iconic deal with Nike is estimated at around 5%. Every Yeezy drop was an event. Hypebeasts and resellers created a secondary market worth billions, with shoes like the Yeezy Boost 350 selling for 5 times the retail price. Forbes officially declared him a billionaire in 2020, estimating his stake in the Yeezy brand alone was worth $1.5 billion. He had it all: deals with Gap and Balenciaga, a music catalog worth millions, and a level of influence that could move markets with a single tweet. He was sitting on a throne, but he forgot one critical detail. The throne was still inside someone else's castle. Section 2. The Great Unraveling. The fall wasn't a slow decline, it was a demolition, and Kanye himself was holding the detonator. In October 2022, during Paris Fashion Week, Kanye unveiled a White Lives Matter t-shirt as part of a surprise Yeezy show. The backlash was immediate and fierce, but for Kanye, it was just the beginning. He went on podcasts and news shows. He doubled, then tripled down, seemingly daring the world to cancel him. The pressure began to mount not on Kanye, but on his corporate partners. Adidas, a German company, acutely aware of its own dark history during the Nazi era, was in an impossible position. For weeks, they remained silent, trying to navigate a crisis with their most profitable partner. Social media erupted with calls to boycott Adidas. Celebrities, influencers, and even his own ex-wife, Kim Kardashian, condemned his hate speech. The corporate world that had once celebrated his disruptive genius was now terrified of being associated with him. The question was no longer if his partners would drop him, but when. Kanye had pushed every boundary and lit a fire that was about to burn his entire empire to the ground. He had handed his enemies the perfect weapon to use against him. Section 3. When the Titans Fall. On October 25, 2022, the final domino fell. Adidas released a statement officially terminating their partnership with Yeezy, effective immediately. They stated they would stop production of all Yeezy-branded products and cease all payments to Ye and his companies. Forbes immediately reevaluated his net worth. Without the Adidas deal, his fortune plummeted from an estimated $2 billion to around $400 million overnight. The $1.5 billion valuation of his Yeezy stake was predicated on Adidas's massive global production and distribution network. Without it, Yeezy was just an intellectual property with no way to get to market. The fallout was swift and brutal. Within days, the luxury fashion house Balenciaga, which had a deep creative partnership with Ye, cut all ties, confirmed they were pulling all remaining Yeezy Gap products from their stores. His talent agency, CAA, dropped him. Kanye West, the Untouchable King, had been successfully exiled from the mainstream worlds of fashion, business, and entertainment. To the world, it looked like the end. But for Kanye, it was the beginning of his next act. Section 4. The Blueprint for Revenge. Stripped of his corporate partners and left for dead, Kanye went dark. Then he re-emerged with a new vision, a new aesthetic, and a radical new business plan. This wasn't a plea to be let back in. It was a declaration of war against the very system that had exiled him. First, total independence. He relaunched Yeezy.com as his sole distribution channel. No more corporate middlemen, no more royalty checks. He owns the factory, the designs, and the customer relationship. He hired controversial designer Gosha Rubiensky and began teasing a new raw model, often modeled by his wife Bianca Sensori. Second, disrupt the price point. In a move that sent shockwaves through the fashion industry, he announced everything on his site, the new Yeezy pods, clothes, and his new album Vultures, would cost a flat $20. This is his masterstroke. He's weaponizing affordability to undercut the very luxury brands that abandoned him. Why pay $300 for a pair of sneakers from a brand that hates him when you can buy directly from the source for the price of a movie ticket? In February 2024, he claimed he made $19.3 million in a single day from this new model. Third, guerrilla marketing. He spent a reported $7 million on a Super Bowl ad that looked like it was filmed on an iPhone in the back of a car. He simply held his phone up to the camera, told people to go to Yeezy.com, and the ad was over. It was raw, cheap, and utterly brilliant. The site immediately crashed from the traffic. He used his social media presence as his entire marketing department. It's free, it's global, and it keeps him in the headlines. This is Kanye's revenge, proving he doesn't need Adidas, Gap, or Balenciaga. He just needs his fans, his vision, and an internet connection. Section 5. The final verdict. So what are we witnessing? Is this the desperate scramble of a fallen icon, or the calculated master plan of a misunderstood genius? The truth, as with all things Kanye, is likely somewhere in the middle. He didn't just lose $1 billion, he was freed from the corporate constraints that came with it. The controversy that cost him his fortune also gave him a new kind of power. The power of the underdog, the rebel, the outcast. His new business model is a direct assault on the industry that created him. By selling high-concept fashion for $20, he's challenging the very definition of luxury and accessibility. He's betting that his direct connection with his audience is more valuable than any corporate distribution deal. The question remains, is it sustainable? Can he rebuild a billion-dollar empire on $20 t-shirts and viral moments? Or will his own volatile nature prove to be his ultimate undoing once again? One thing is certain. Whether you see him as a visionary, a villain, or a victim of his own making, Kanye West has once again forced the entire world to watch his every move. And that may have been the plan all along. Is Kanye's comeback plan genius or a total train wreck? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button, and if you want more deep dives into the fortunes and follies of the world's most powerful figures, subscribe to Luxe Legends, where fame, fortune, and scandal combine.